What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bourbon and Bullshit podcast with some good friends, great drinks, and a little bit of BS. So grab a seat, pour up something neat, and welcome to the show. All right, welcome in everyone to Bourbon and Bullshit podcast, where a bunch of friends sit around a table and make it seem like we know what the fuck we're talking about, and overall just bullshitting a lot. Today, it's actually a full fucking house. Do I say imported if you came from the Carolinas? Yeah, fuck it. I imported two or three of my guests from the Carolinas, and of course brought Miss Blade here, so Sonia. So today is going to be bourbon and nursing, and somehow I lucked out and have three people in the nursing field together.
The best nurses.
The best nurses I know. We're going to start with Miss Blade, since you're the local talent. Sonia, say hi to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I love that she's so literal. This is going to be so much fun. And one of our first guests from the Carolinas, actually, she's part of my wedding party. So for all of you people who are like, oh, you should have all groomsmen, fuck you. I do what I want.
Yeah, fuck you. Why did you say like Cartman?
Fuck you guys. I'm going home. Amanda, what's going on, girl?
Hey.
And welcome in. I know the flight was like, 35 minutes long. So thank you for making that trip.
Anytime.
I know it wasn't for me. And her fiance, significant other, Terrell or T? What do you want to be called?
Man, whichever one, man. T, I hear T.
All right. So T, also, what is your position in nursing?
I'm an RN.
I'm an RN.
Yep, I'm an RN working med-surg.
You guys.
20 years.
20
years in the game.
Yeah.
20 years.
Jeez.
I don't think I could do 20, right?
I can't do shit for 20 years. I fucking left. I don't even have friends for 20 years. Sonia and Amanda about the expiration date. What? We're at like 17. No, I'm like, fuck with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many years are we
2009.
at? Well, how many years is that?
I've been 15
drinking.
years, give or
About
take.
15 years.
15 years.
Yeah.
So are we nearing our expiration? Are
Yeah,
you
you
gonna
have
kick us
5
out?
years. 5 years.
Perfect.
That's a damn lie.
that is a goddamn lie. You know this is fucking forever.
This is for life.
Is there like a renewal?
Yeah. It's like, you know how Amazon's like Prime
There you
renewal?
go.
You just get to
This is
randomly
just
get charged.
subscription.
So we should be expecting a check.
Yeah,
is
no,
what
you're
saying.
going to get charged for my friendship.
No.
By the way,
Default.
that Amazon Prime shit's some bullshit. Like, hey, now you have to pay. You got paid for Prime, but now there's commercials in your shit. I just have a whole rant about that.
No thanks.
That's only at the beginning.
No, they're apparently going to try to work them into the actual shows now too.
That's stupid.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're experimenting with working commercials into the show or product placement. So suddenly, the superhero adventure will happen and Pepsi will be all over the fucking background.
That's fine.
Gotcha.
That's be so fucking annoying. So guys, we start every show with a drink of the day. This one's a repeat, but I had to make it because it was requested by someone who's very aggressive with her request.
Not me.
Aggressive?
Definitely not me.
No, I'm not.
You're not hurt.
Not at all.
Not at all. So Amanda wanted me to make the banana bread old fashioned again because she saw it online, saw me make it, and looked at me like, you motherfucker.
I sent it to you.
Yes, and I said, I'm going to make it.
And you did.
And I did.
It's delicious.
Here
It was
we are.
delicious.
Definitely delicious. I can vouch for it.
This actually, Tia's actually drank 2 of my drinks pretty fast today. So
I haven't started this.
I'm concerned.
this is going to be a fun episode. So
Because he's the driver.
someone has
Right?
some DD.
He's trying to get it all in fast.
Look, it's not 2009 anymore. If you have to ride share, you can. That's not
Really
a problem.
old.
Yeah, I know. But you also make nursing money, so fucking get an Uber. You'll be fine. Like, if it's too drunk, get an Uber. I'm not feeling bad for you. I know what fucking nurses make. Listen,
Not enough. Not enough.
Not enough. Not nearly enough.
not nearly. Forget
man.
that. But for those at home who want to make this cocktail, who aren't just flying from the Carolinas for me to make them, it's about 2 ounces of bourbon, an ounce of creme de banane. It's a banana liqueur, but it's a French banana liqueur, so it's a little higher end than like fucking 99 bananas. Bougie as fuck. 2 dashes of black walnut bitters, and simple syrup made with light brown sugar that I make at home, 1 to 1. That's about half an ounce, not much, depending if you want it sweeter or not. Stir that.
No, this is perfect.
Yeah, I'd like it not overly sweet.
That's
just
how I
enough.
like it.
Yeah, it's right. That's
subtle.
where it need to be.
Yeah. And then we bruleed some bananas because I'm bougie and
Super bougie.
super fucking bougie.
I
I'm
haven't
extra.
tried it yet. That we're
So
supposed to
we
wait.
were, but the
He
Carolinas.
said to go.
Have
That's a
you
go.
waited?
Yes, I
Okay, so we're
Oh my
together.
God, we're like,
So I'm gonna try it
drink and a half in.
with Sonia.
Am I supposed to
Cheers.
drop the bananas in it? Or
Cheers.
not?
No, that's fine. Cheers to nursing, and for
Cheers
me,
to
just
nursing.
admiring
I
everything
guess.
you guys do. All right. So, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna throw
Cheers.
mine. We're all together.
I wasn't supposed to do that, was I?
So T, what do you think? This is Second drink you've had made by me. What do you think?
Man, like I said, I was asking you about how you got into this because, like I said, I know it was all new to me. I mean, like I said, I know the way you mixed it together. It was quick.
Yeah,
It's
not
on
bad.
point as far as the flavor for it.
flavors,
Yeah,
yeah.
the flavor's right where it needs to be, man.
It had to taste like
It's
a
not
bacon.
overly sweet. It's
No.
not overly strong. It's subtle. You
Good.
still get that taste of liquor.
I'm a little nervous because it's almost a little too good. So I'm waiting for the kick in to
We're
happen.
in trouble.
So
It's gonna happen mid show, like
right? Like,
So I'm gonna tell you right now that the reason Sonia and Amanda have listened to this show before. That
Yeah.
part 2 is typically where everyone gets a little
loosey-goosey.
loosey-goosey, and it's because of this pregame.
is it like 4 drinks in?
By the
Five?
time we get into part 2, typically we're like 3 to 4 drinks in, but people just start asking for more drinks.
start sharing dark
We will be
secrets.
sitting
And
here.
you, of course, provide them.
Yeah, have
Absolutely.
you not seen my house? I'm trying to get rid of inventory
Yeah,
at this
are
point.
you though?
Not
Are
really.
you?
This
no.
is delicious. Though.
I'm keeping as much as I can. But Sonia, since
How
you were the last to
slowly
try it,
should I
you could
sip this
chug this as
gulp
fast
it?
as you want. I don't
You
give a
know
damn.
why? Because you can, like I said, you can taste the liquor, but it doesn't burn.
Right, it's
doesn't mean
smooth.
you
It's definitely
gulp it.
smooth. It's a smooth
You don't
taste.
taste it? No, I said that doesn't mean you gulp it.
I mean, to you, boo boo.
Too late.
It does when you're out of your state.
When you have a DD.
All right, so
At
since
this rate, right?
I'm not sure.
there's a ride share, I do not feel.
I'm good. We're good.
Hey, in 2009, I made sure
fine.
all of you got home safe, and I
There
will
are
make
snacks
sure today. Yeah, there
to
are
like
plenty of snacks.
absorb.
Shouts to my fiance for making
real.
sure all of you
We
had
love
snacks.
you.
Rosanna.
Yeah, because
The
I
real
Big
MVP.
shout out.
She-
Big shout out, Rosanna.
bro, she showed up yesterday. She's like, I brought snacks because tomorrow. I was like, all right, well, shit. She's like, I brought healthy snacks.
Word.
Amanda has a wedding coming up.
Appreciate it.
For real though.
Yo.
Them carrots, though.
Meanwhile, she shows up with me and she's like, hey, I brought pizza. I didn't feel like cooking. Well, damn it.
She's like, fuck you. But I
She
love
got to look good
Amanda.
in the dress, but I can't look good in the suit. God, fuck me, all right?
Yeah.
Do you have my swatches, by the way? This woman. All right, moving
Okay, look,
forward.
I have a lot going on.
All right, so
She mentioned it,
No,
so I'm
I
gonna say
did.
her
And I
intentions
actually
were
meant
good.
to ask him to bring it,
She
but I'm
did.
just going to order it. Okay,
She
just
just threw
remind
you
me.
under the bus.
I'm going to order you one
A
to
suit?
just come here. No,
That's
no,
nice.
no, a swatch of the color.
We'll get you right. I'll make sure that for this time we'll make sure.
So for those listening at home, I'm also in Amanda's wedding.
Yes, he is.
And I'm the one dude who's going to be showing up to Mexico during a bridal, what is this?
Appreciate
What-
it. A bachelorette.
Bachelorette party? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm the
I get to
one
go to
dude.
He's our security.
I'm
For real though.
Yo,
And our translator.
they're yes. And he's your translator.
I thought the same thing.
Hola, ¿cómo
He's going
está?
to translate everything for us because
Mira, señora, ven
we're
aquí.
pretend Hispanics.
I
Oh,
speak a
that's-
little more than you.
Un poquito.
Un poquito. Oh my God.
I got more than that.
I forgot that you guys don't speak that much Spanish. We are going
I'm
to.
not
Bruh.
fluent, but I can at least get by.
I
I'm
know.
not fluent at all.
Especially in Mexico.
Oh no, I remember.
But they
Amanda-
speak a whole different.
Yeah, Amanda used to get pissed when people ask her to translate. She's like, I don't.
I wouldn't
speak
get pissed. I
Spanish.
would
You got
get
pissed.
cursed out,
You got
and
pissed
then I would
sometimes.
get pissed.
All right.
There's a difference.
There's a process.
They
there.
provoked
There
me.
were steps.
Who provoked you?
The customer.
Oh. I was like the person asking because I'd just
The
be like, fuck you.
The customers at Walgreens.
So this is going to be a side note. because
33 of
they-
Wait, are we allowed to drop names of companies?
Yeah, I don't work there anymore.
Walgreens.
But
We all used to work there.
that was one of the funniest fucking things because they would look at Amanda say, "Oh, you speak Spanish, obviously." She's like, "I don't speak Spanish," and then they would curse her out in Spanish about
They
Not
get
speaking
so
Spanish?
angry. Yes, it was
yeah.
ridiculous. Luther was there one day. My aunt was there, and she witnessed the whole thing go down. And she went up to the guy and was like, "She doesn't speak Spanish. That's my niece." And he just kept going, and I was like, "Bruh."
I remember someone asked me
Seriously?
to
And you worked
translate.
at East.
Yeah,
Then
you
I
worked at
worked
some
at
bad
East.
places.
You never worked at East?
No, I did.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
That was my first nursing job.
Yeah. It was.
the beast.
And that's all Spanish.
I remember getting not cursed out. One time, my boss, we got into it because I said, I don't want to translate if I don't get paid more for it.
That's JC.
And,
JC says
and
all the
he
time.
got,
good
and he
point.
looked
That's
at
fair.
me. Because I'm adding a skill. If I don't translate, you lose sales.
Exactly.
I'm directly impacting your bottom line.
You need me.
Yeah, I don't need you.
Mm-hmm.
I could have not told you I speak Spanish. So I had a customer one time say, "Hey, do you speak Spanish?" I looked right at my boss. No. No, I don't. And the customer's like, then the customer got mad. And I said in Spanish, "I would love to translate for you, but my boss won't pay me more to translate."
That part.
And then the guy looked at my boss and was like, "You should pay him more." I was like,
A lot of companies do. Like in your application process, they'll ask you if you speak under, other languages.
But you
And
have to-
when you put that,
For my job, you have to pass a test.
Seriously?
Yeah, to be like a certified language interpreter. Or something.
Right. To be certified, like to interpret.
Yeah, but they're not gonna
technically.
pay me more until I
Pass
pass
it.
the test.
Yeah, but I would pass it.
I don't know how to say medical shit in Spanish.
I don't know how
I
to
will
say
figure
medical
the fuck
shit in
out.
Spanish.
You kidding me?
She's like, I don't know how to say anything in Spanish.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
¿Tienes
This
dolor?
is-
¿Tienes dolor?
¿A dónde?
¿A dónde está tu dolor?
I just call Amanda. Just be like, Amanda,
He,
what
he
are they
legit
saying?
called me
What
one
is he
night for
saying?
to translate for a patient, and I was like,
Don't you guys
I am
have a
at home.
translator?
I am not getting paid for this.
Are you serious?
Say, baby, do me a
Yes, he
solid.
did.
He even hit you with the
just
baby.
wanted
He
some
hit you with the
time
baby.
He's your fiance. You should be translating, bro.
I knew it was something
did.
minor. I just didn't know what
It
they
was-
were saying.
exactly.
So I said, let me call
They're like, I need
and
to
I
use the
did
the
it.
person that I know.
I did it.
She did.
I know a lot of people-
She came through.
There have been times where I've just used Google Translate.
I
I've
do.
done that. I had like an Asian patient and I did
Yeah.
that.
Or I had a
Well, I
picture.
didn't do it for the Asians. I can't pronounce that shit.
No, but there's a Google Translate that they can say it and then it'll put it in English.
Do you know what Google
Bitch, I know
Translate
you
does?
can't speak
It will speak it to you. It will say it for you. I don't know if you use this function. Why do you?
She's a boomer over here, grandma.
I tell you, I don't know how to use
How do you
this
know to
shit.
convert a? Do you know how to open a PDF?
I do know how to open a PDF, you bitch.
I don't know how to pronounce it. No one's asking you to pronounce it, or you would need to translate.
Yeah, that was,
When I use Google Translate, I use it to make sure I'm saying the Spanish stuff correctly.
You can make it
no.
I don't
speak.
use
Yeah,
it for
you
other
can make it
languages.
say
Well,
it.
I want to say it myself. I
you-
need to practice.
But you
okay?
just looked at us funny, like we would. You know what? We're not doing
Like,
this.
I
right?
know.
No, but she
fucking
said I use it
Japanese.
for the age. I thought you were saying it.
No,
Okay.
you think I'm just gonna speak Japanese all the
Yes.
Surprise, bitch! I can't speak
I'm gonna tell you.
Spanish fluently, but I can speak Japanese.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm gonna tell you right now that if she was
Practice.
Puerto Rican and just said, "No, I speak fluent Japanese," though, I would just really okay. I'd be kind of
Don't
impressed.
assume.
People would
I'd
question
be
my
kind of
entire
impressed.
existence.
I'd be impressed, but I know a
Like-
lot of patients would be pissed off. A lot of patients would be like, "Are you serious?"
Why pissed off?
Because patients are dicks.
Touche.
Okay,
That they are.
I'm glad we had that conversation. Like you were ready to defend them. Why would
I
patients
was
get
not
pissed
ready
off?
to defend them at all. Well, depends. Certain ones, yes.
Some of them are nice. So,
Some of them.
aside from all the madness in nursing and translating, one of the things we'd like to ask everyone who's on the show is just what have they been watching, reading, or doing recently that might be entertaining. I know that you've been all three of you have been really fucking busy, but I don't know if I know Amanda, you're an avid reader, or at least used to be.
I still am.
Yeah. So tell us about what you've been recently reading.
The Housemaid.
Why are you so
Read it,
happy?
McPhee.
Giddy about it.
Because it was so good.
What's the
So I
Housemaid?
finished it in like a day and a half, right, Terrell? Something like that. It was quick.
If that might have been faster than that.
It was good. A friend of mine, well, my coworker, told me that
Wow.
her.
How quick it changed.
Did you just downgrade that
Because we
peer?
don't hang out outside of work.
You just downgraded the peer? Like you could have just left it at friend. They wouldn't have known.
My bad.
Like
I'm trying to be real here.
I understand that, but that just felt like unnecessarily honest.
Why I gotta point that shit out? Anywho, my coworker said that her
That
book
used to be my
club-
friend at some
that
point.
used- No. I don't want to say friends because we're not that close.
I don't fuck with you. You
That's
started
just
with
cool.
friend. Yeah, you started with friend.
All right.
She's not getting an
My
invite to the barbecue.
acquaintance.
That's worse. Wait, what's worse?
It might be worse, bro.
Is acquaintance worse than coworker?
Yeah, because
Which is worse
I don't
than
know.
Like,
friend,
you're not cool enough
apparently.
to be my
Acquaintance
friend.
mean to me like I really don't.
acquaintance.
Okay,
But
then
you
I
like
take that
that.
back because I like her as a person.
But
But we
We
work
just don't
together,
hang
so
out
I'm
Let's
outside
just go
of
back to
work.
friend.
obligated to have this.
All right, my friend.
Acquaintance,
School friend.
acquaintance feels like someone you walk by in the hallway.
Would you hang out with
Exactly.
her outside of work?
Acquaintance.
Then
All
it's a
right, then
coworker.
coworker.
Yeah.
My coworker told me that her book club was reading it, and I decided to read it, and it was really good.
You joined her book club? Or
And I didn't
is
join
that-
the book
is-
club. I just want to read the
So
book.
we're not friends.
She been going on and on about this book
We
so
ain't
much. She
friends.
got me wanting to read
Did you read it?
Bro. I ain't
He
read
ain't
it
read
yet.
it yet.
'Cause
Okay.
But
She
it's
just
really
finished
good.
it,
I'm
but she
on the
got me
second
wanting to
one.
read it.
The Housemaid's Secret. It's really good. I recommend it. I highly recommend
What is it about? Well, I've just heard you kept saying it's great. What is the Housemaid's about?
Okay, so the housemaid.
brief synopsis.
About
Don't give us
somebody's
the-
housemaid. It's really hard not to give it away. So the housemaid, she gets a job. She meets a family. Something's wrong with the family. She takes care of shit, pretty much. But there's a twist. You have to read it.
All right, cool.
You really don't expect the twist. It's
Okay.
good.
All right, good to know.
Read it.
Shout out to the handsmaid.
By Frida McFadden.
Freedom McFade.
Frida McFadden.
Nice. I'm glad that you're still an avid reader. I know that used to mean a lot to you back in the day.
It still does. I try to. So my goal is to read a book a month, which if I'm on track, I could probably read like 2 to 3.
You can read a book a week. So I'm gonna say
It depends on the week.
Yeah.
I still gotta work. I have a 4-year-old at home.
Who's cool as hell.
Planning a
Life
wedding.
be lifing.
Life be lifing. And you are
It's
getting ready for a
true,
wedding.
and I'm getting ready for a wedding, so it really depends.
And a
Like
trip
I
to
said.
Mexico.
And a trip to avocados in Mexico. That's what I think. Every time you say Mexico,
Avocados of all things.
you've never said
It's a
the
commercial. It's a commercial, but I don't think
No.
about avocados when I'm going to
That's
Cancun.
what I
think
think.
of
Every time
avocados.
somebody.
No,
I've never been like,
Sorry,
Mexican
guys, but every
avocados.
time somebody says Mexico, I think avocados.
I
Not-
think tequila.
not once ever has anyone
Not
thought about
tequila.
Cancun and avocados in the
Who
same
said
sentence.
Cancun specifically? You said Mexico.
But you know where we're going.
I still don't think of
To
avocado
Cancun, but I do.
and Mexico.
I like the commercial.
baby, you
It's
can have your
catchy.
avocados.
I'm gonna buy
I
an
appreciate
avocado
it.
when we're in Mexico.
Oh my god, I love this.
That's just hilarious.
I just love it. That's
I'm
what
telling you.
avocados in Mexico.
Avocado.
What I
It's
think of is the
Mexico.
kid that's like Christmas morning and he's like, it's an avocado. Thanks.
Oh my god,
That shit's worse than what I think. Okay.
I don't think about avocados ever.
She said Christmas and avocado.
Because you brought up, I didn't say it reminded me of Mexico. I said it reminded me of, you said avocado. I think
I've
of
seen that
Christmas.
commercial probably 3 times in my life. I've seen that like twice in my life. Never once think of these commercials.
Well,
Or now it makes me think of Chipotle.
No one's ever.
Chipotle.
And he's like, Chipotle
Had that
is
the
my
other day.
life.
Tacos.
Jesus, this is off the rails.
This is definitely off the rails.
I love
It's
it.
HD in the house.
Wind it back in.
So the book was good.
The book
What
was
else have you
great.
been doing? Just
Working.
good and just
Working out.
yes.
Working out. I'm
You've been
trying.
going ham.
Guys, Beachbody 645. Highly recommend.
Definitely shout out
Wallace
Beach
Caesar.
45.
know
Definitely
what
shout
that
out
is.
Amanda for the work she's been putting
I'm
into.
trying,
I've
guys.
been a
The
first
diet.
I see like the random like Amanda's finished her workout. I was like, God damn it.
Random though. Random.
You'll never get that.
No, because I don't have my watch all the time,
Oh, I got my watch on every day. You got to see this tan. It's awful.
bro. That's why I don't put it on all the time.
When we're on a break, let me show you. It's rough.
Do you remember back in the day when I used to work retail and my calorie count would be like at 700 before I even left work? She would get pissed at me. She's like, "How the fuck are you burning that many calories?" I'm like, "I'm just working."
I see his lifting, like when he's done lifting, and I'm like, the fuck? I gotta do like 3 workouts to get that.
I don't have that problem.
It's insane.
Because retail, you're running around all the time. You know how it is. And then when you fucking
no, I'm just saying
yeah.
that I don't follow anybody's workouts.
Why?
Not only
Because
that,
I
like
don't
on the
work out.
floor.
That wouldn't be fair.
Nah, bruh. Wear it when you're just working.
I mean, I do
And
wear
the
my
amount
watch
of
at work.
steps.
That's literally the only time and I'll have like 13,000
See?
for one day.
Share it with us.
I don't know how to do that.
Share with
We'll do
us.
this on the break
We
when
will
she's
show
showing
you.
us her crazy tan line.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Sonia,
Like, I need to take it off while I'm here and tan my arm.
that is so scary. Wait, there's no sun in the Carolinas? Is that what you're telling me?
Bruh.
She just stays away from it.
My tan line is winter.
Is that why? Is that why you and your acquaintance aren't hanging out? Everyone's a vampire.
She's
out there?
winter too. No,
God
I'm
damn
just
it.
kidding.
Damn, I don't know how to feel about that. Sonia, what have you been doing, reading or watching recently?
I haven't been reading.
What have you?
I mean, I have a book that I just haven't finished.
what was the book?
It's from the. Fuck no, I don't remember the name of it.
Who?
Oh my god.
Did
It
you-
literally left my mind. It's like the. One of Us is Lying.
Oh,
I think that's the
I wanna-
first one.
yes,
It's a trilogy.
That's on my list.
I'm on the last book
The
of
book
it.
is
One of
called
Us
One
is
of Us
Lying.
Lying?
I think is the name of it.
Who's the author? Because I've seen that and I
Bitch,
do
I barely
wanna read
remember
it.
the name of the book.
Bitch, Google it. You got your phone in your hand.
Bitch, I barely remember the book. I mean, she's right. She did barely remember the name of the
No,
book.
but I've seen that before, and I think I was looking for it.
McMahon or something like
It's
that.
Karen
like that.
McManus. Karen
Oh
McManus.
my god, look at that. I was very close. I'm very
This motherfucker's
surprised.
got
There's a show.
tricks up his
I never
sleeve.
watched the show though.
This is not my first rodeo. Like,
There's
I
a
do
show.
this.
Yeah, there is. I never
Okay, let me
watched
tell
it.
you what I read last.
what did you read last?
Nosferatu
Oh,
by Joe Hill.
yeah, Joe Hill's Stephen King's son.
Okay, I was very pissed
Is
off
his son
because
that writes books?
yes,
Stephen,
Holy shit.
I started that book and it took me a minute to get into it, and I was hell bent on finishing this book as Terrell.
She was.
Everybody was
About-
telling me, "Don't finish the book.
Is it
Just put it
long,
away."
like Stephen
It's
King?
almost 700 pages, and it didn't pick up until halfway,
Yep.
and then I flew through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're gonna take the time to read a book, I would read it. If you're
What is
not,
it?
don't pick it up. Nosferatu.
The ending's
I don't
always
even know.
terrible.
It used to
I
be a
sound like-
show.
are you speaking
It started
English?
as a book.
It started as a book,
Started
but they
as a
made it into a show, and I think they canceled it. I'm
They-
not sure.
they-
I've never watched the show. I heard it was good. I'm not sure.
So they canceled the show and brought it back on another network. So the first season didn't do as well as it
What
should
show-
have.
What it wasn't
Um,
on before?
It was on like AT&T. It was one of those random channels that don't really matter.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, we can't.
AT&T.
Yeah, it was someone.
Not
So
AT&T.
it was something stupid. So then they canceled the show, and then like FX is like,
We'll take it.
We'll take the show.
okay.
Of
Like,
course they
there's
were.
a lot of potential here. What's wrong with
We'll
you?
take it.
Yeah. So Joe King, Stephen King's son, didn't want to be called Joe King, joking, and didn't want anyone knowing that he was related to his father and
So he
impact
wouldn't
his
fall
sales.
off that
yeah.
hype.
Yeah, so he just called himself Joe Hill, and it wasn't until like book 5 that of his like actual run where people where he acknowledged like, oh yeah, Stephen King's my dad.
Yeah.
Because they started writing into each other's worlds. So you see like Pennywise's world pops up in Nosferatu's world, and they make references to each other's
It was
universes.
very weird. Like the book itself is kind of all over the place, where the chapter just like ends mid thought. It seems
Yeah.
like, and then it kind of picks up.
Yeah.
It's very weird. But halfway through,
Fantastic.
It's good.
yes.
Yeah. That's the
Yes.
fucking problem with Joe King and Stephen
You
King.
read that one?
I've
You
read
that one?
I've read that one all
You
the way
read
through.
that one? You read that one?
Yeah, I read that one all the way through, and I was pissed
Yeah.
because he does such a great world building, but it took fucking forever, and then you do a time jump. Like
Yeah.
I've always hated time jumps in books because I want to know what the fuck happened during this time.
Yeah.
That's like The Night Angel.
Yes, and I love Night Angel. That was a great book.
But I'm saying like that like
what is
jumps.
that?
The Night Angel.
It's a trilogy as well.
Yeah, we read it.
Star.
Not we, because I have not.
It's a long one
we
too.
read it.
But it's one of those things that
The
it starts
shade.
and you're like, what are you talking about? Because it's like
Yeah.
like each like chapter. The chapters are short, which helps to get through it. But it
That's
like
how the
it
housemaid
kind of
is.
jumps through like a character. Like it
But-
starts talking about this person and then it goes to like a next person. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So
it's
you-
like who is this?
You would recommend Nosferatu, yes or no? Because that's what's
Just kinda
important.
did. Or no, you
I feel
recommended
like
the
if
other
it's-
one.
I highly recommend The Housemaid because it didn't drag. I feel like Nosferatu dragged in the beginning, and then halfway through it really picked up. If you're willing to
but was it
give
worth
it a
it?
chance,
That's
You sign. You
No,
co-signing
she's
now.
not-
You
she's not.
co-signing this.
She's co-signing
You
the hands.
co-signing. Make
the
sure
hands
you
made.
careful
the
what
I
you put your
co-sign
name
the-
on.
Right.
The Housemaid for
The
sure.
hands. I mean, I just changed the name. of the book.
Nosferatu.
If you got some time and nothing to read.
If you have some time and nothing to read, yes,
Okay.
give it a chance. If you want something
But
to
don't
like,
put it to the top of your list.
yeah, I wouldn't put it to the top of my list. No,
So Joe Hill also wrote Lock and Key,
I
which
want to read that.
That's a show too.
Yep.
That's
Yes,
a
it is
good
on
show.
Netflix,
That's a
wasn't it?
very good show.
I
it's
heard
on
it was
Netflix.
really good.
That's
I heard it was
very
really good.
It's
very
really
good.
good, but like he wrote that Firestarter or something else like that. But he wrote a bunch of really
Firestarter. That was a movie.
yeah no, it's a different. I forget what it's called, but he made a bunch of really good books back to back to back to back before anyone really realized who the fuck he was. So then when Nosferatu got picked up, Lock and Key got picked up, everything, people started paying much more attention to him. And now it's kind of, not that he's on a standstill, but he's not doing as great as he did before. And I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know if it's like
He's like
working,
Lewis
He just needs some
Capaldi.
time
or working
to
on the
come back.
shows. I don't know if he's like, well, I don't even know if he's like putting his attention on the shows and making money off of that. Because
I'm sure. Well, he's living off them checks right now. I'm sure.
I'm just saying, if Netflix says, "Hey, man, stop writing for a little bit. We're going to give you a couple $1 million," I'm gonna focus on Netflix.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think that
And you
might be
need
it.
some time to get your like
To get
creative
the
juices
ideas. Yeah.
flowing.
And I think there's always a lot of impact as a writer to rush or to give someone a product that you might not want to give because
Lewis
it would
Capaldi
translate
did
to the
that. Did you
series
watch the
better.
show?
Like, hey, we're gonna give you a fuck ton of money, but can you make it so like we can make it into a show that transfers well, or
I don't
products or
think that's
merchandise?
fair. I don't think authors should do that.
You
You,
don't?
should not write something to make it into a show. If you write something that's good enough to be made into a show or a movie, then
Dark
so
Matter.
be it.
Have you read Dark Matter?
Yes, of course.
Oh my
I'm gonna talk about
God.
it.
Have you watched the show?
It just dropped, right?
Yes.
Yes, I haven't watched it yet.
feel
But we
behind.
read the book. JC and you suggested it to me.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't remember
I am
things.
Yes.
feeling
I have like
so
a little bit of
left out right
dementia.
now.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you-
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter was one of
Now it's a don't. You haven't watched the show.
So when you and I were talking about Night Angel, I said, "What books do you recommend?" And you said JC recommends Dark Matter. It was me, you, and John were like in a little book club thing that we were doing for a little bit.
Was that
Yeah.
during your engagement party?
No.
I am left out.
I was like, I read this like a long time ago.
No, not at all.
They'll catch you up.
We'll catch you up. no problem.
They'll catch you up.
Apparently.
It's all good.
Sonia, while she sulks, what?
The shade.
I guess I used to read a lot of books. Now I don't really read anything. Anyway, the
So one of us is lying.
yes,
How is
that
that so far?
trilogy. That's really good. It's a but apparently it's a show. I haven't watched the show.
I didn't know it was a show.
There is
I don't fucking watch
on
TV
I
either,
just
apparently.
when I googled it, apparently it's on Peacock.
Oh, I don't have
Fucking another channel that I don't want to buy.
Of course.
Thank God for Pirate Bay. Listen, my point is, yeah, it's on Peacock, official trailer. It was airing in September 13th of 2021.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not new.
What
It's
the
not
fuck?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
I just didn't know. My stepdaughter was reading it. So then I was like, oh, what's that? And then I started reading it. And then I finished it. I don't think she ever actually finished it. And then I found out after the fact that there's a show. But I've never watched the show because I feel like a lot of times shows ruin the book.
I agree.
So
Yeah, I did.
Like The Dome and a couple other shows that were books first. You never heard of The Dome? Yeah, that was another show turned book, and the show was substantially better, and people were pissed off because of some of the endings and some of the twists and some of the things that they saw.
Wrote it?
I'll find out right now. Let me see The Dome.
other shows that I've watched though.
Okay, tell me about the shows.
Because I wrote this down. The Gentleman on Netflix.
That was a book?
No, I didn't say it was a book. I said
Oh.
shows I watched. I literally
Man.
prefaced that.
I love that show. I love that show.
Baby Reindeer. I like finished
I
that
heard that
very
was so
quickly.
good. So every time I sign on to Netflix, it pops up, and
And
I
you
want
don't
to
watch
watch
it?
it.
It looks so
I haven't
weird.
watched
It's
it yet
actually
because I
very
think I
good.
want to binge it, but I need
It's actually
time to
very
binge
good.
it.
That's
I always
something you
watch
think I
Abbott
would be
It's
Elementary.
interested
based off of a true story, apparently.
It is, and the guy in the show is the guy that really it happened to.
So
Like
under,
it's him. Yeah.
so Under the Dome was written by
I didn't know that.
written by Stephen King.
Sorry.
It was
Yeah,
seriously.
Under the Dome was written by Stephen King and
So it's
turned into a
Under
show.
the Dome. I
Under
thought it was
the
just
Dome.
called The Dome.
Under the
Under
Dome.
the Dome.
It was a novel by
writing it
Stephen King
on my
written
list.
in 2009. And it turned into a TV series.
That
and
sucked?
no, apparently it was really good, but Stephen King sucks at endings. So
Oh.
You guys, can we start a book club?
I'm always down.
That's so
I
much
wanna start a book
pressure.
It's not
It's
a lot
not
of pressure.
I feel like
I feel like I just suck at reading because I get distracted.
We're gonna focus y'all back. All right, so The Gentleman,
The Gentleman on Netflix. It
yes.
was great.
based off the Guy Ritchie movie.
Yes.
What did you think?
It was great.
I fucking loved every movie.
I
of
loved it very much.
I have some
and I
concerns.
want there to be more.
I have some concerns. There's going to come up another season. But I have some concerns, and I hope it doesn't ruin anything for anybody. The main character, the whole series is about him doing one specific thing, and about getting out or
Yeah.
moving away.
And the
then
whole time he just gets further in.
yeah, like if you say, "I'm going to give up this life of crime and save my family by murdering 3 people," man, I don't know if you know what
Like you're
crime
doing it
means.
backwards.
I don't know if you know what crime means, but that is a crime. You should
you're
not
doing
be
it wrong.
murdered. Murder is a crime, sir. Like.
is it?
I'm a facilitator.
Depending on your state and if you get away with
In
it.
order to get my family out of crime, I'm going to sell a fuck ton of drugs. Don't know if you know what
That is a
crime
crime.
is, sir. Like
Fair.
UK has different laws, but I think that still counts.
That's,
Like,
that definitely still counts.
so like
He's
it-
sexy
look.
though.
And
The
it-
character
I do
is
want to
very
see it.
good.
It looked really good.
it's fantastic, but by the end of it, he is a complete fucking criminal and embraces it. And I'm just like, the fuck did we start this
Well,
for?
I mean, you're going down the rabbit hole.
But the whole, even up to like the last second to last episode, he's like, I'm fucking done. It's like, no, you've never been done. Nothing has happened to you. What are you talking about? Like right now, they could just call the cops on you. You were a criminal.
You're done.
You were done.
You're done.
You're going to jail.
Yeah, like I don't understand what you think. Oh, I'm done walking away.
Done
Bitch,
for
no, you killed a lot
Totally
of.
different reason you're done.
Yeah, like you killed way too many important people to just be like, I'm done with this. The fuck you are? Like you don't just call time out. Like I'm done. I'm going home. Taking my ball. Like you're a fucking criminal.
y'all.
Yeah, like I was so pissed. That was what I was pissed about because every time I'm watching it, it's like, the fuck
He
are you
just gets
doing?
further and further in crime. It's true.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
good though.
How many seasons?
One-
It's just one.
Okay, we can
It's
binge
new.
it.
It just came out.
We can binge
Didn't,
that.
Sound like Ozark.
if you watch
Ozark. Oh my
fantastic.
god.
Sounds like
Yes.
Ozark. That's what it
Okay,
sounds
look, we
like.
just
That's
don't
not
have
new,
the
new.
time.
Oh my god, I love
The Ozark
Ozark.
is-
though.
We started.
That's
Hold on. Pause.
do
We
not tell me
tried
that you
to
couldn't get
watch-
through it.
It's not that we couldn't get through it.
Okay.
It's finding the time. We
Okay.
work opposite schedules.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you and tell my
So-
fiance right now if she's listening.
Yes.
If
She's like in the other room.
if I was
Her ears
if I
to the door,
started
like, yes.
if I started watching the Ozarks and we had complete opposite schedules, I'm going to watch the Ozarks.
See, I'm not an asshole
No,
like
she
that.
can wa-
I try to watch.
When-
I wait.
When I'm home, I'll watch it. When
Because I
she's home,
wanna
she can
have
watch
a
it. We can talk
discussion.
about the episode.
We might try that. That might be a good idea.
Yeah,
we might have to try
just
that. babe.
coordinate like a book.
That's the only way we're gonna be
Just
able to
coordinate.
get through some of
No.
this.
I'm gonna
stuff.
watch episode 4 and
Did
5
we just
max.
have a breakthrough?
No,
because
you
let me
just
tell
do
you
it.
something.
No.
No, because every time I try to watch something and tell him to catch up, like
gets
when we
mad?
were reading the
You have
book,
to agree.
It's just a bonding
When you're
moment
reading
for me.
the
It's the
book?
bonding.
It's
The
the
book.
bond. He wants some special
we
time.
tried to. So
Special
listen,
time,
we tried to
ladies and
read a
gentlemen.
book together. Apparently, I read too fast.
And you want me to be in a fucking book club? I just said I get distracted.
It's if the book is good, I'm going to read it
I'm
very
not
fast.
Finish a book in a day. I'm sorry. I want to be a part of your club, but if that means I got to finish a book in a day and a half, I'm out.
Me and you, we can do a book.
I'm out. Sorry, I'll let me.
Holler at me.
Did we make 2 separate book clubs?
be
What
in a
just
book
happened here?
club.
How are you?
We need a book club and a half.
I need to be on his level. I can't read a book that
How are you
fast
kicking
because
me
I
out of
get
the?
distracted.
Sonia, you and I have exchanged book ideas. How are you kicking me out of our club?
Okay.
I
Gee,
feel
you
like the
definitely
last
can be
book
in the
we
club.
read together was The Gunslinger.
And we read that like that. I read every
That
single
was
one.
like
I still
years
have a
ago.
book that, you know what book because there was like a Facebook post that I had made like years ago of like people telling me books that they recommend. I still like I purchased those books. I have them still, and I've read like 4
None
of
of
them. No, like I read Norby had recommended X Heroes.
I read all of those. Those are
I read
great.
the first one. That actually was very good, and I was
And
like, damn,
very
I
easy
slept
to-
on that.
And it's very easy to read. X Heroes
It
is
is.
very easy. And then,
And that I could see as a show. It kind of reminds me of The Boys.
yeah, exactly.
If
There's
they were
another
actually
one
heroes.
there. Yeah, that one is actually really fucking good. I'm trying to remember the rest of that list because I was on that page.
Yeah.
She made a post. Everyone was
I
recommending
think the
shit.
Night
I
Angel
wasn't.
trilogy was on that. You probably were.
You probably were.
Was I?
Yeah, that one. Boom. That's the book. It's really good.
How are you so mad at us? Like we aren't
Like you don't
literally
exist in our world.
I don't.
It's not our fault that you're 14 books ahead the whole time. Like I'm trying
She's
to.
like, no, I don't want that one. Nope, I don't want that one.
Let me see.
All right, so those are the shows you've been watching. Was
Yeah, I also was watching some like crime dramas. Or not crime. I mean, I always watch crime. True crime.
Snapped.
Ugh, I don't watch Snapped. I watch the first 48. I watched.
the first 48 always makes me so angry at people.
because they don't know to say I'm not going to talk to you. I want to speak to a lawyer. Yeah. I can be 100%
really
not
unfortunate.
guilty. I can
Yes.
be innocent as fuck. I'm still going to be like, I want a lawyer.
Or
Absolutely.
Or why do they always go home, homie? Where do like when you run away, like you commit a crime, the
you
criminal
go
always
home.
goes home.
There's
like,
an episode that there was an actual serial killer.
like, bitch, why are you going home? Like, I saw your face. We know who you are. Where do you think I'm gonna check first?
Your house?
I think it's something in their conscience.
That
Like,
feels safe.
Yeah.
are we supposed
There's
to
something at home that
You
makes
can
them
eat the
feel
banana.
safe and they go
We can eat
back.
the banana?
Yeah, eat the banana.
Is it bad?
eat
Is
the
it
banana.
like...
Eat the banana.
Yeah, you do.
As we're talking about serial killers.
Just don't stab
Poked
yourself in the
myself.
fucking face. What's that to watching
No,
you?
I don't like the banana.
I'm gonna go to the emergency room.
You're both nurses. I don't
don't
like
like
the
the
banana.
banana.
Both. We're all three nurses. What the fuck?
You're all three. Like, all shit. Y'all
We're
guys
about
should
to
be able to
save
protect
lives
yourselves.
with this.
Anaphylaxis.
Anyway, I was watching medical dramas because people at work are like, "Oh, I watched this show or I watched that show." I cannot watch medical dramas.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh my god! It
Especially
bothers
when they
me so
intubate
much
somebody and they don't
because
have an ET,
They
real
just
ET
throw
tube.
out. Am I getting loud?
No, you're good.
They're just they throw out like medical jargon that doesn't make sense. Or they're just like, I need a stat lactic acid and you need to go get a bolus. And they're like, got it. And I'm like,
First of all, I get the
What did
lactic
you-
acid, first of all, on ice.
but I'm like,
And
they
then
don't
give
do
the bolus.
anything. They just are like, or they're like, you know what we need? We need to give epi 1 milligram. And they
1 milligram epi.
They have it like,
Stat.
like, do you have it in your back pocket? Because
IV.
you have to go to the med room.
IV
You have to
piggyback.
go to the fucking
That should be
code card. Like, there's steps in this. It's not just right there.
That's why it's a fucking TV show.
She
But
really watches the show, bro, and
I
really
do,
like diagnoses people. I'm like, babe, we're not at work.
There-
Like,
But I am.
But I'm like, this doesn't make sense. He's like, why are you watching work when you're not
this
at
is not
work?
like
Why
Matt,
are you
this is
watching
not like
work,
Matt.
man? Not at
I
work.
will watch
Thank you.
real life stuff
I
though.
love it.
Oh my god! Like there's one.
You
What is
were-
it? Critical 999, I think, but it's like in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah, 9999. Oh, down
Critical
999.
999, I think. That one was
I'm
good,
really uncomfortable.
I
What?
haven't seen that.
but it was like one fucking season. or
Okay, I
something.
kind of like Night Watch.
I
mean,
watched
it's
that.
the paramedics,
Yeah,
but
that's still good too because it's real life. Because it's
Exactly.
like reality
Right.
television. It's not a drama.
shout out to Louisiana.
Because I'm like, they can't get
Nola.
like.
Nola.
I'll be a nurse. I'll write for the show. I'll tell you like, yeah, that's how it would be done. Or I'd be like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
That's a lie.
No one would ever do that.
That's pretend.
No,
So-
like a doctor walking a patient. The fuck?
So I'm told-
right. What hospital
Starting an
is
IV.
this?
Doctor, start this IV.
So I'm told on
Bullshit.
multiple occasions that they do bring in people to like make things more realistic.
lying.
Do they though?
But wait, but then like a director will be like, yeah, but that doesn't make it as dramatic. And then like
They
so,
want it for the drama.
yeah, so they're like the writers are like, but this is how it should be. And then the director's like, yeah, but that looks bad. That just looks boring. Let's make it more exciting. So there are people who get like literally paid to be consultants.
Touche.
Like-
and to to the average everyday person, they don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they think they see it on TV and they think that's how it is. Of course, us being nurses, we know otherwise.
I always joke with JC.
Right.
I'm like, oh, they have a
Exactly.
nasal cannula on. They must be serious.
This thing?
Like, oh,
Shit is getting real, guys.
oh my God, they can't breathe.
They're on
so they
5
have a
liters
nasal cannula.
And you get people in the hospital that apparently must watch those shows at home, and they come in asking for that stuff. I'm like, that's
That's not
TV.
how it
on.
works.
doesn't-
Like, pause.
Where's my doctor? My doctor's here.
Pump the brakes.
Like, no, the fuck he's
Your
not.
doctor's gonna come in for all of 5 seconds.
Yeah.
diagnose
You got me for
and
the
walk
night.
out.
I'm your doctor, ma'am.
For the-
I'm gonna save your life, not him.
oh my God. So, for the record, it was bothering me. The Joe Hill book was called The Fireman.
Oh,
And-
not Firestarter.
Not Firestarter.
That's a movie.
Yeah, Firestarter is.
Firestarter definitely.
Yes, definitely. But I think that is Stephen King.
I think it
I
is.
think
That's
it is.
why I'm like,
Firestarter is
Yeah,
Stephen
exactly.
King. He wrote Fireman, and it's about firefighters, I think.
I just thought
Stephen King and Joe.
Wayne.
You actually might have seen this movie. You might have seen this movie, In the Tall Grass on Netflix. There's a horror movie that came out. Horror movie with Thomas Jane.
They're like lost in grass,
that tall ass grass.
like crops.
And there's an alien or some shit. Yeah. You know who wrote that?
Alien.
Stephen King and Joe Hill wrote that shit together.
That was
they did.
weird as fuck.
Yeah, all their shit's weird.
That to
All
me
of
came
that
off
shit is
as a M. Night Shyamalan.
Not
Yeah.
Shyamalan.
I don't like his. He.
Yeah.
I have a love hate
The
relationship because his
Mist.
book or his movies,
The
whatever,
Mist.
will be fucking amazing, and then the end comes. The end comes, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck him.
Ste-
I'm like, somebody needs to fuck him in the ass.
for Stephen King? For Stephen
No
King?
lube. No, with the mist.
Oh, no.
Rough.
Hey,
Have you never watched The
no,
Mist?
I have. Of course I've seen it.
That
not see
shit
The
stays
Mist?
with me in my
Do you,
heart.
Right?
do you
Right
know,
here.
Do you know what my favorite part of that ending is? I'm gonna
There's
tell you
a
The ending
favorite
part
part
because
of
there's
the
nothing.
ending.
None of it.
Everyone's gonna judge me.
This is gonna be terrible.
This
Go.
is gonna be terrible. Stephen King was approached about an adaptation of The Mist, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll pay you this much." He's like, "Cool, one thing." They're like,
He
"What?
wanted to change the ending.
Don't change my ending." And they said, "But it's a fucking terrible, evil thing that happens." He's like, "I know, I wrote it. You can't change the ending."
That's terrible.
So that was the contingency to getting the adaptation. He says, "If you change the ending, you can't have my property." He wanted it in it. He insisted on it.
Because it fucks you up.
And I did.
It fucks
Because I was
you
like,
up.
You finish that movie and you're like, wait, what?
it was one of the worst, best endings I've ever seen. And I'm gonna tell you,
Yes.
because I watch a lot of horror movies, Amanda.
know.
Me
and
too.
every horror movie,
ending, you're like, really?
everything goes well, and they don't double tap the killer, and all these stupid things. And that
And
was
then
one
this,
of the
you're like,
truest endings that could have
oh my
happened.
God, I just
If
felt
you know
my
the
chest.
world is coming to an end, your son is going to be destroyed and killed by monsters. You're fucking everyone is. I don't want to live through this. I've seen what happens to these people. You got to make some tough choices.
Have you seen that, T?
I have not seen
What?
it.
You need to
Bruh.
watch it tonight. It's gonna fuck you
Bruh.
up. I mean, not tonight.
You don't watch it
tonight,
by yourself
but-
because I cannot put
So,
myself through
so
that
the
again.
whole movie's all right. The whole movie's all
Don't
right.
tell him.
No, I'm just saying the whole movie's all right. It's okay. It's a decent movie, but when you get to like the ending, you're like,
It fucks you
Did
up.
this really happen?
It does. I'm not lying.
you sit. There's a solid 5
I will
minutes.
never not forget the ending. The ending,
Same.
like
I can
I'm definitely
see his
intrigued. I'm gonna
face.
say that. I'm definitely
go to the
intrigued.
ending.
His
I'm
face
intrigued.
right now.
They also made it into a TV show, trying
it's a
to
TV
Did they?
show?
Yes.
Why?
because
Why do they do that?
because you don't because the movie itself it only takes place in that store. The whole
it
town
might
is
just show
surrounded
you
by
the
the
whole
mist.
That's true.
The whole so
they're
there's
showing
there's a
different
high school
aspects.
there's a high school there's a mall there's other aspects of what's going on in the town. So it's actually kind of interesting because you get to see what else is happening.
What
And-
did this air on?
Fuck if I know, man.
Okay.
Like I said,
Dang on Peacock.
Well, I got Peacock. I guess y'all ain't watching it.
I'm just out
We're
here.
fucked.
I'm just telling you. I'm just out here being Jack Sparrow. So I don't know what networks they turn down in. I just get it where I get it. I don't ask questions. Like so. Moving on, I'm gonna ask T what he's been reading, watching because
That hurt my feelings.
about what?
No, I'm saying the mist.
Oh, okay. I was like moving on to T.
You hurt my heart.
He's been calm this whole
That
time.
shit stays with me for life.
Just chilling in the background.
Yatu been out of pocket this whole time.
That's what we do.
We're just sipping on some agua.
They're hydrating because this is getting. Oh, we're 40 minutes.
Seriously?
Yes, we're 40
We
minutes.
haven't even gotten to the nursing questions.
No, we're
Goddamn.
not. But I could cut and paste and do all this stuff. So, T, what have
No,
you
we're going
been
straight to
watching
yours.
or reading or keeping yourself busy with?
Watching, I'm a big sports fan, so I've been really tuned in to the playoffs right now. NBA playoffs.
Who are you
Draft
rooting
just
for?
happened in the NFL.
Who are you rooting for in the NBA?
I'm a Laker fan, so I mean, Shout out LA.
Did you say boo?
Football, I'm a Steeler, so shout out Steeler Nation.
Steelers.
You know, I'm a Ravens fan. You came to this home.
The audacity.
I mean, we call the Ravens the baby Steelers.
The baby Steelers.
The baby Steelers. They pattern they whole games.
You literally
shit
picked
like
up all of our scraps and called it your team. Like Patrick Queen and shit.
This is gonna go left.
Don't be
It's
that.
going left.
This is going left.
We
guys.
took the show left.
You're like, you literally, the Steelers went through our junk drawer and we're just like, can I keep this? Yeah, I guess. It doesn't fit me anymore.
That's the new Steelers. We go back a while. So
I thought he was going to say that's the news.
that's the new Steelers.
That's the story that the news is trying to tell.
I'm just saying.
Fox
Like,
News.
you said the draft just happened. We're talking current stuff.
Yeah, okay.
So the current news is that you are the Ravens leftovers right now,
Oh, the shade.
and Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. Don't forget Justin
Russell
Fields.
Wilson.
Don't forget Justin Fields.
I like Justin.
Justin Fields.
I
So
like
that's
Justin.
our future. Russell Wilson. Shout out Russell Wilson. You know, you're
Is
still
your
in
present?
Yeah. So we'll.
prison?
I don't even
No,
know
it's
about
your
present.
present.
We'll give
Oh.
you 6 weeks, Russ. 6, 7 weeks.
If
Bye
Se-
week.
Listen, Sierra has a lot of influence. 7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
We can settle on 7 weeks.
She's going on tour.
Oh, that's why.
That's why 7 weeks he has to go.
Makes sense.
He's going to be there.
Makes sense. But that's kind of what I'm doing.
Good. I mean, that's a
Book
vibe.
wise.
Not keeping up with Amanda.
No,
I
not at all.
definitely can't do that. So book wise, I'm reading the Game of Thrones. I was a big Game of Thrones fan. I watched the
He
series.
watched all the series, so I
now
have
I'm
been
going-
reading the books.
My baby bought me the books, the
did.
series for Christmas. So I finished the first book. I'm starting the second book now. To
books are
her,
always
it's
better.
taking me too long, but
It's gonna take
I
about
don't
10
worry about
years.
that. I'm getting to it
It
as
was
I
like
get
8
to
years.
it.
I thought the books were amazing.
The books are
So
amazing.
I
The
feel
book-
like he should experience that.
the books have been amazing
Yeah.
up to this point. So as far as book wise, that's what I've been reading. Getting ready for a wedding. Been doing that.
The stress.
Just trying to manage a little 4-year-old at home. So
Hey,
it's
he's
kinda-
awesome. You leave him alone. I like him.
Yeah. He'll work.
Every time I call, he's
Shout
always
out
like the
to
homie.
Elijah.
Shout out Elijah.
Hey.
Little-
He wouldn't even know what's going on.
He doesn't.
For everyone in our group of friends who knows me, that I'm always trying to I'm always the cool uncle, and I'm cool with that. I have no problem being like, "Hey, what's up,
Cool
little man?" Like people are like, "Oh, he wants to talk to you." Like they like scoff. I was like, "I don't." Yeah, put him on the fucking phone. What's wrong with you? Don't be rude. Like I'll be like,
Kids ain't talking to nobody.
He's not gonna stop till you get on
Yeah.
the phone anyway. So you
Like-
might as well put him on the phone earlier.
like Norby's daughter. I showed up to his house to like drop off a bottle that I got. And I just say and drop off coasters because his wife had those shows coming up, and I literally delivered candy for her daughter. I was like, "Hey, when she gets home, here."
Just
Like, for her-
side note, I saw her post recently,
She's
and the outfit. I just want her to make me some lingerie that looks black and lacy like that.
Her
because
mom?
oh,
Or we're talking
my
about the daughter.
Make the
God.
sh-
We're talking
make
about
the
the mom.
He's
lingerie.
talking about the daughter, and
I'm
now you're
talking
throwing out the
about
mom.
Ashley.
Shout out to Ashley.
Shout out to
Hey.
Ashley.
Shout out to
girl.
Ashley.
Because
She does great
Aurora.
work.
And
She
shout
does
out
great
to the lingerie.
damn.
She does great work. Yeah.
Fucking
I recently saw their show.
I haven't seen
the
any
Masquerade of the
their
Red Death
shows,
here in
'cause it's
Orlando
always when
Fringe.
I work.
Well, Orlando Fringe had a bunch of shows this weekend, and the show. I'm gonna tell you right now that people generally like, oh, burlesque is just dancing and blah 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 and nothing. They actually did a fucking play. It was basically like a play with burlesque, and the show was fucking phenomenal. All the dancers are phenomenal. There's one of the main actresses. She goes by Daddy DeVicious. She was the star of the show. Stole the show. I was like, yo, if I had flowers,
Yeah.
I would just be like, bravo.
Daddy.
Bravo! I would just toss like, here you go. But fucking, I would go again. Like they did fantastic work. So, and all those costumes, she makes 90% of her costumes.
Yeah.
So all of the shit you see that looks over the top and crazy and all that, yeah, that's her.
She's just flawless.
The lace. But so yeah, fuck the Steelers. So for me,
Moving forward. Shade.
I didn't want him thinking we just moved on.
It's like, and your mom
Right.
is a hoe.
Let me not let you forget.
Let me not let you forget that. Fuck the Steelers specifically.
He spoke right into the mic for that specifically.
Enunciate.
Enunciate
Well, we
everything.
play twice a year, so I'm willing to check back in midway through the season just to see how you looking.
I don't want you saying that Justin Field is getting used to the system. I'm telling you, I'm going to cancel your excuses now. And I don't want you saying, well, we Arthur Smith's offense sucks. I don't want to hear those two things.
Fair enough.
Because Arthur Smith, we all knew his offense sucks, and y'all still hired him. That's your own fault. And Russell Wilson sucks, and y'all still paid him.
Fair enough. 1 year rental.
1 year rental.
1 year rental.
I don't want to hear the two things. You already started it. Like I told you, the two things I don't want to hear, and you started it in the first 10 minutes.
And we will check back.
As long as you're cool with that.
I'm cool with it.
And I won't be like, oh, Lamar got injured.
I won't say
I'm cool with it.
All right, cool.
No, Lamar got injured.
No, I won't say Lamar got injured. Blah blah blah. I'm not gonna do any of that. All right, perfect. So, guys, I was going to tell you guys what I've been fucking watching and doing, but I completely fucking spaced and forgot. I've been watching the show Will Trent on Hulu. It's a Fox show about a detective who has dyslexia, can't read. So because of his whole life being like that and going through the foster system, he picks up on clues really, really, really quick. So all visual cues and everything, he's able to kind of break down what people do because his whole life he's had to read people and situations, not other things. So because his defense mechanism, he's able to kind of walk into a crime scene, look around and go, okay, I know what happened. And like go through like a tape recorder.
My algorithm hasn't suggested this to me.
Yeah. So
Give it 5 minutes.
So it's fantastic because the show does a really good job of not always solving every problem in 30 minutes, which pisses me off with a lot of shows. Like, what the fuck we just do here? Like, there was no way that was going to work. But I loved his dynamic with everyone else. And characters are very, very different as opposed to everyone being cookie cutter like some bullshit like Friends. Yeah, I will still talk shit about that show.
Damn.
I was about to sing the theme song and then it like slipped my mind. Oh, damn.
But then we also saw this movie called Abigail.
I didn't watch it. I saw the previews and it didn't hype me.
So,
It hyped me.
So
I was like, it's a vampire.
Yeah,
great.
so that's the one thing I'll say pissed me off is my friend David does a really good job of this. He says, I'm not going to watch previews to a movie.
Exactly, because they
Period.
fucking ruin it.
He's like, if I see a title
Especially a
and
horror movie.
yeah, and a synopsis, hey, this might will happen, like I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Or if a title that I'm looking forward to, like, oh, so the next Avengers is coming out. I'm not gonna watch any trailers. I'm gonna avoid all trailers,
Exactly.
blah, blah, blah. Because Abigail gave away the twist in the fucking trailer. So the first 30 minutes are building to the twist that you revealed
That
30
you already
seconds
know.
into
You
the
didn't know
trailer.
she was a vampire, and then they get
Yeah.
in the
That's
the
house or
worst.
whatever. She's a fucking vampire.
Yeah, eventually 30 minutes in, it's like everyone keeps dying and we don't know what's going on here. I know, I can tell you what happened. I saw the trailer.
Plot twist.
Run.
Yeah,
Run.
but they did a good job of fixing the ruining of the twist by giving you some quality horror moments and quality like dialogue and funny
Is
shit.
it jump horror?
No,
Oh, okay.
no,
It's not?
It's not jump like gore horror. It's really cleverly written dialogue.
I still want to see it.
Dialogue.
Yeah, because
That is-
the story, Abigail's a vampire, obviously, but she's significantly older than she looks.
She's just a child.
Just she looks like a child, but she's like 500 years old because her dad wanted a daughter and then got bored after 300 years.
Like, you know what? Fuck you. You talk too much.
Yeah.
Stop asking why.
And just kind of like the context of it. So it was an interesting thing. So I enjoyed it, but I also like horror movies.
Yeah.
It was really, really high. And then we watched, it was a movie where it's like a crime drama where all these high school reunions, is it called Reunion, I think, with Reunion, I'll find it, Union, crime comedy.
A crime comedy.
Union crime
That
comedy.
don't even sound right.
Yeah, the movie stars Lil Ray Howery.
I'm
done.
Who that is.
I'm done as
Lil
soon as
Ray.
he said Lil.
Lil.
Lil?
That's what he's called. That's what he goes by. You want me? I don't not call T-Pain T-Pain. That's what he calls himself. I'm just so the movie's called Reunion.
Movie.
And
Movie?
they
Why'd you
it's
say book?
I don't
it's
know.
there's a because Reunion's done.
No, she's typing it over here, and she wrote reunion book.
But so the movie is their snowbound is a high school reunion taking place in a household and
5.5.
someone dies. It's not fucking fantastic, but it was funny-ish. There are moments that were funnier than others. It's alright, but we watched it. If you I don't know, if you get like an edible and you watch
That
it.
makes me think of the
Not an
movie
edible
that had
I'm not lying.
Tiffany Haddish, that she's like a detective.
That's
what that looks
That's
like.
what it reminded me of at first. But
Why can't I think of the name of the movie though?
the show with Tiffany Haddish,
No, it's a movie.
it's a show on Apple.
Okay, never mind.
Uh-oh.
I thought I saw a movie about it. I don't know.
No, we'll
Maybe
figure it
there's
out.
a movie and a show?
Well, we will
is
figure
this
it
movie
out.
on? Okay, first of all,
She's
this
a
movie got
detective.
5.5 out of 10.
Or she's not really a
stars.
detective. Like the first season of it, she's not a detective.
No, she is a detective. She is a.
Or she's
detective.
trying to be a detective.
It's
she's
called
like just a police
the
officer.
show's called The After Party.
Ah, that's good.
Nah,
Watch that.
cool.
Is it?
Yes, it was really good.
So Detective Danner Haddish returns to
Whatever.
help Lord Miller's whatever. So she's.
It wasn't her case or something.
It wasn't
she
her
like
case.
threw herself into it.
They were trying to replace her halfway through the case.
Yeah,
In the
there we go.
series?
Yes, it's a series. So we're gonna take a quick break for the show and rehydrate and make more drinks, but I don't know if I should yet.
Absolutely.
Do it.
So when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more. We're actually going to get into the nursing questions,
We
and
suck.
it'll be so much
We
fun.
suck at this.
It'll be so much editing later. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Hey, guys, while you're listening to the show, we know that you might want to partake in some drinks with us and enjoy the libations. Here at Bourbon and Bullshit, we ask that you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Avoid Amazon one-click buy. And for the love of God, do not text your ex. You do not need that kind of closure. They've moved on. So should you, Joseph. You should stop Facebook stalking. She knows. She knows. Now, all jokes aside, don't do anything dumb. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Thanks, guys. Now back to the show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Bourbon and Bullshit.
You know what? I'm keeping that. All right, guys, welcome back. We've hydrated, gotten more intoxicated, and had a lot of random story time
I
about.
think more intoxicated.
Yeah. There was water involved. There was water and some chips, and I saw some watermelon being eaten
Watermelon.
and carrots.
Yeah.
Shouts to Rosanna for the healthy snacks.
Shout out, Rosanna.
And honestly, guys, I have a lot of sound bites for random things, but for some reason, I don't have crash codes or anything on my computer readily available. So anyone who wants to sign up for the Patreon so I can get the exclusive soundtracks to the hospital, let me know.
Come on, nurses, help him.
Please do, because alcohol is expensive. So we wanted to give everyone their own drink of the day. T was a surprise guest, so we are going to try to come up with one by the end of today's episode that I think he'll like. But this next drink of the day is for Sonia. It is called, it is called the Night Nurse. So for all those who don't know, Sonia works the late shift. So
The night shift, not the late shift.
oh, the straight up night shift. What time do you go in, and what time do you typically leave?
Like I clock in.
Yeah.
I clock in by like 6:30.
PM?
And I leave. Yeah. And I leave by like 7:15.
Fuck.
7:30.
Yeah.
Depending on how long it takes to give report.
Fuck. So this drink is 2 shots of espresso.
I drink to that.
Drink to that.
Cheers to
Cheers.
cheers to the people like working those late
Cheers
nights
to the night shift.
and
night
defibbing
shift's
and making
funny,
sure we
though.
don't die. And for providing people with drugs. Listen, so this cocktail, we also did a little bit of a spin on it. My original version did not have hazelnut, but these ladies wanted hazelnut.
It's delicious.
So it's a shot, 1.5 ounces of rye whiskey, about 1 shot of espresso each, and about half an ounce of Frangelico and Demerara simple syrup, about whatever your flavor profile is. You might want your coffee sweeter. I don't necessarily do. And
This is perfect.
and then two dashes of chocolate bitters to get just a little edge off. And I threw an orange peel in Amanda's drink because
Inside of it, my drink was not pretty this time. I'm a little offended.
it was delicious.
It was delicious nonetheless.
Is it
but-
more what in the inside or on the outside?
I guess the inside.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I've given you 2 out of 3 gorgeous drinks. Let this one go.
No, it's actually really good. I was kind of scared because espresso could be really strong.
This
but
is
no,
actually really
perfect.
good. Definitely marketable.
I'm basically gonna start drinking it before work.
She's gonna be, guys. If your hospital,
to East.
if your hospital staff suddenly becomes very friendly, thank Bourbon and Bullshit for everything that
I
we
become
contribute.
friendly. If I'm your nurse and I'm friendly.
All I'm saying is,
Proceeds go to.
I'm just saying that I have a market here that's untapped. I could be providing the Night Nurse cocktail to a whole hospital. I mean, people might die, but that's not my part of the business.
No, this will do it.
That's not my part of the business or my liability insurance. So fuck that. Sorry, excuse me. So we're going to go around the table. I actually want to get to know a little bit about the nursing. We talked about it really quickly and briefly before we got into the weeds of what we're reading, watching, and all the fucking random erratic things that we've been doing and the drunken conversations outside that we had. So I'm going to start with the Night Nurse because it is her drink. But yeah, the Night Nurse. It is your drink.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you. We started with Amanda for the last one. But this is your drink. When we get to his drink, we'll go to him, okay? Okay? Okay, Cranky Pants? Hey. All right, so from the first question we sent you guys was from nurselings to vets. What got you into nursing? And did you ever regret that journey through nursing school? You're like, fuck this, I'm just going to become a stripper.
Through nursing school?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I regretted it. Nursing school is the most traumatic thing I've ever done in my life.
What got you into it then? I know you were in the military and all that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, but that was a very short stint because I have a hole in my heart, so I got kicked out.
There's a hole in your heart? Mm-hmm. Not even. I thought it was. We were just talking like philosophically. But I didn't know.
It's real.
Really?
That's me. Like that's why we have a book club.
That's why we have a book club.
Are you?
No, it's a birth defect that like everyone, not everyone, but the large portion of the population is born with. But typically it closed by a certain age. Mine just never closed.
Does it cause complications for you now in
Not
life?
really. Later on in life, it could. It puts me at like a higher risk for a stroke.
Should I
or
be
heart attack.
giving you coffee and alcohol?
No.
Yes.
I mean, no. That doesn't affect
Okay,
it.
just want to make sure. I was like, did I do something wrong here?
You did nothing wrong.
Did she sign the waiver?
Yeah, everyone does.
I didn't sign a waiver.
No, you know when
That's
you
what fucked me up.
you know-
I disclosed this information to my recruiter, but he said, "Oh no, it doesn't matter." And then when I went to my physical, because I do a physical there, the doctor heard that I have a murmur,
Remember?
a heart murmur. Yeah.
Shit.
So then I was like, "Oh yeah, I've had that since I was born because I have a patent foraminal valley." And he was like, "Oh what?" And then
A PFO.
yeah, so then I was like, "Oh, we need documentation." So then whatever documentation and whatever hole it is like a millimeter smaller or bigger than what they.
Accept.
Shit. And it was like, "Well, if you had a waiver signed, you could have stayed." And I was like,
One signature kept me from staying.
"Pretty much."
I would be so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not why. I was doing nursing stuff before. Like my goal was to do nursing school from
Okay.
high school.
Really?
And I was at Valencia doing prerequisites, and then I failed a quiz, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna join the military."
One quiz.
Pretty much.
One bad quiz. Just fuck it. Changed my whole
Yeah.
life. Sonia, I admire your conviction to say fuck it.
I was saying to me, "Fuck you." Listen,
I
was
admire your
young.
just like fuck you all. I'm going home.
Pretty much.
Changed my
I
life.
was like, what, 21?
Yeah. Hey, I guess when I was 21, I was stupid. like, so, like I,
Did a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, we all made bad
But eventually I made it through.
See?
Yeah.
And now I'm a fucking
Made it
nurse.
through.
and what was the worst class?
Worst class? Nursing class? Or just like statistics?
From when you
Absolutely
started.
fucking sucks.
Oh, yes.
Really? I thought it was gonna be organic chem.
no.
Everyone,
I did good
because
in
you
that.
don't have to take organic chem for nursing.
I did good in that, actually. It was fine.
You do not have
Statistics,
to have organic.
no.
Oh, shit. All right.
Statistics was awful.
Microbiology for me.
I
Fuck
loved
that.
microbiology.
Man, fuck that.
I loved it.
I did statistics and I enjoyed it, but
I
I'm
hated
fucking
it.
weird.
And I had a teacher. I'm not
You know
great
I'm
in
weird.
math, period.
Yeah.
But the teacher that I had also had a very heavy accent, which made it very difficult to follow. And it was like a night class.
Okay, I do rate my professor and pick the morning Saturday classes, and then those motherfuckers are always just like, I don't want to be here, you don't want to be here, just show up. Say less.
That's fair. That is a fair way to think about
Yeah,
it.
just say
Or
less.
to
None
go
of us wanna be
about
here.
School.
All right, cool. Because I'm not going to be a mathematician. We just here both trying to get through. Man, like I'll bring donuts. You don't quiz me. I will bribe my way through
He said Krispy
school.
Kreme.
Hell yeah. That
Jelly
knows-
filled.
I'm not even. You
Yes.
you're joking. I literally stopped for Krispy Kreme because it was on the way to class.
Hot and ready.
Yo, that light. That sounds really provocative. That was the other option before nursing school.
My feet aren't cute, though.
Everyone has a thing. Listen, so you got through nursing school, but you said there was a point or two that you were like, I should not do this. I should not do this.
It was never like I'm not equipped to do this.
No.
I think I'm very good at my job.
Yeah, you've
But-
been doing it for a while, or you wouldn't be.
Well, yeah, but nursing school is just very difficult and like mentally straining. And I also had a toddler at the time, and I also was going through a divorce at the time, and working full time.
So you are a fuck ton of strong, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good flex. I appreciate the subtlety.
Well,
there.
you know.
Like, it's like,
She
listen,
said you're welcome.
fuck statistics, fuck everything else.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you actually persevered and pushed through.
She did.
Dang.
But so you've always, when you were in high school, ooh, I'm gonna get a clap song.
There's no applause.
Applause.
Where's the audience?
Right.
This show is not. We are not, don't have the budget
Get
for a
your
live
shit
studio.
together.
Rosanna comes. Hey!
Let's see.
Oh, there we
There
go.
it is.
Got
There
you.
it is.
I got you.
That's
Oh,
for you.
Golf clap.
It's picking up again. But awesome. So you wanted it since high school, and you went back to it, and you don't regret a single bit of it. Now you are the night nurse.
Yeah.
The night
The
nurse.
night
The
nurse.
night nurse. I like that.
When you guys go to the hospital, ask for the
The
night
night
nurse.
The
nurse.
night nurse.
And they know to page me.
Right.
I mean, I'm the one providing all this alcohol. They're going to know.
I was going to say, I might come with an attitude, but
What?
So early on when you were young in the game, what was the first thing that caught you off guard? Like they were like, I was not expecting this, or were you fully just... It's fine. I read about this in a textbook
no.
once.
I feel like there's a lot of things nursing school doesn't prepare you for, like real life stuff.
What was
It's
the first
more of
one?
like book smart things.
Yeah. What was the first situation that you're like, oh, I need a more adulty adult?
Well, I don't know. Patient crashing. Oh my God, the blood pressure. No. But realistically, I'm going to give you like a real answer and then like a real answer. So like the real answer is I wasn't ready, or I didn't prepare for the fact that I was going to be wiping as much ass as I do.
Oh, yes, the ass.
Wait a minute.
I was not expecting that.
Ah, yes.
Like a lot of people, they were like a tech prior to being a nurse or like during nursing school. I never had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I went, I was like, oh, I have to change the patient. Oh, they shit the bed. Great. I have a bachelor's degree, but I get to wipe your ass. Lovely.
Let's do it in 2 wipes, guys.
Oh my God, this is great. And you're going to shit more while I'm wiping it. Awesome.
You're going to cough.
Yeah.
Does that spray it?
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
that's awful.
lovely things that happen. There's that answer, which is the real answer. And then the real answer is I didn't realize going into it how fucked up healthcare is.
It's awful.
As an industry? Like,
Yes.
Okay, how we take care of patients and cost and all that shit?
Not
or-
necessarily how we take care of patients, but the fact that everything, like even if it's a non-for-profit, everything is for profit.
Everything.
So like staffing ratios, what they pay their nurses, everything like that is like so technical that you're
You
like,
want a
I
heart
thought,
transplant?
yeah,
What insurance do you have?
exactly. We don't accept that insurance here. Sorry.
So you're saying dual citizenship with Canada might be the option?
It might be.
Look into it.
Even though I have friends from Canada, they're like, yeah, but the wait list is fucking months long. It's like, or I
At
could,
least you're on a list.
yeah, or I can pay for it for the rest of my existence.
It's really sad.
Yeah, that's scary. That's scary because like there are instances of I have Aetna. Certain doctors might not take that shit.
Exactly. Like you might be affiliated with Orlando Health, not Advent Health. But if emergency happens, they're going to take you to whatever hospital's closest. So you end up at an Orlando Health hospital. Now none of your stuff is going to get paid. Or you're going to be paying it at a higher premium.
But it's an emergency, so you have to stay.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Just let me go. Just let me go.
Let me go. Like,
Can't
sure.
pay this.
See, I don't want to pay.
I want to get into it deeper, but we're gonna go around the room for the rest
Yeah.
of them. But I want to get into more about like I think that's a common thing with the three of you that like healthcare is fucked.
Yeah.
I'm Amanda. You and your
journey.
fucked up drink.
Yeah.
What made you want to get into nursing school? I know I was a friend of yours during that decision.
I didn't want to get into nursing school.
Okay.
I had no intention on going to nursing school.
So
I
it's a
had every intention on going to pharmacy school. I
know.
worked in the pharmacy,
Yeah.
good old Walgreens.
Me
And my
too.
Club Dub.
did.
There was 3 out of 4 of
It's
us worked there.
awful.
Unless T, you're telling me something now.
No, he did not have the pleasure.
You would understand now why we were shared trauma.
My pharmacy manager told me I should do it, and I did it. He thought it would be great, and I was like, okay. I always thought, and I'm going to get a lot of shit for this,
Okay.
and I'm sorry, guys. I don't think like this anymore, but I always thought nurses were failed doctors. I did. I admit it.
That hurt my
That hurt my
feelings.
chest.
I was an asshole. Yes, I was.
That hurt my feelings a
I
little
thought
bit.
the mist hit my chest.
I regret ever thinking that.
It's like thinking
Now
stripper.
working as a nurse for almost 10 years. Got none on T, but I really did think that, and
What do you think now?
we work harder than doctors.
We run the show.
Absolutely.
Everyone I know who's worked in nursing
I
tells me that
apologize.
shit. I apologize for absolutely nothing. No, everyone I know tells me that doctors really just like
They come in for all of 5 minutes?
Yeah,
They
when I
get
was
paid
when I was
the most.
hospitalized, I spent 95% of my time with a nurse, and someone would come in, look at the chart, he's like, "So what's wrong with him?"
Yeah.
Like the doctor's still asking the
Who
lady.
is this? You read the notes, and it's like, wait, that was 3 days ago.
That's my favorite.
Doctor, that's not even the right chart. Why'd you walk in with this
I
chart?
have that.
Copy and paste.
Yes.
So you got into it because you were like kind of, hey, try this out because pharmacy school.
Yeah, I didn't think pharmacy school was for me. Organic chemistry broke me. Broke my soul. And so Jamin, shout out to Jamin.
Love Jamin.
He thought I would be good at it. So I took the prerequisites, got in. And through nursing school, I worked full time at Walgreens, and he allowed me to study. You know, I did well, and here I am. So,
funny story is that there was a very brief moment where I almost joined nursing school with Amanda, because she was like, "You should get into this," and blah blah blah. And I was like, I swear to God, I was on the fence of doing it, but I just didn't care enough about healthcare. Like, it was much more like I would be chasing a check.
Yeah.
Than at that time caring about it. Not that I don't care about people, but I was like, I don't have passion for it like anybody else does. Like, it wasn't my industry. Like, same thing. Pharmacy school was one of the things that people proposed to me when I was early on at Walgreens. Like, I was 20. They're like, oh, go to a pharmacy school. You can make a ton of money. That shouldn't be the only reason why I pursue a job, especially if I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my fucking life. I'm going to hate it. So I was like, nah. And nothing against healthcare. I think what you guys do is fucking amazing. And I don't think I would have the patience or heart to do it.
I think you run out of patience after a long time.
Yeah, you become kind of kind of compartmentalized, where you're just like, yep.
You're jaded.
Yeah. Yeah.
You become very jaded.
That fucking sucks.
Very quick.
That sucks. I mean, it's essential for the job, because if you cared too much all the time, you would fucking be a wreck.
Oh yeah, you'd be broken.
Definitely.
You would, yeah. The shit you told me early on when you were going through being a nurse, like when she was traveling, I remember one time you called me and you were not having a great day.
Oh God, that might have been when I was in California.
It was the closet situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't.
Oh my God, it was really bad.
She's one of my best friends, man. When she called me, I was like, yo.
Oh my God.
I don't forget this
taking
shit.
me back.
Yeah, I don't forget.
I remember that shit. No, it was really bad. It was really bad. I was on PCU, so 3 patients in California.
What is PCU for the people who might be listening?
Progressive Care Unit.
There we go. Thank you, T.
You're very welcome.
See, good on the mic.
So one patient tried to punch me.
Bad teams.
One patient was fine. The other one was a young woman who had just delivered a stillborn baby, and I was not aware. I was waiting to get report, and I went in to introduce myself and walked into a situation I was not ready for. And that was really tough. And then what was even harder was finding out that they expected me to take said newborn down to the morgue. Couldn't do it. Yeah. I broke down.
I got a call. A call or text.
I was ready to quit my job that day. I could not do it. Yeah. Couldn't do it.
And as the homie, I was just like, what the fuck are you going through? And I was frustrated. I didn't know how to fuck. One of my best friends is all the way in the other fucking side of the United States. I can't do shit. Yeah. Like I'm always the homie. Hey, you're having a bad day. Let's go drink. Hey, let me go make you laugh. Let's go fuck around. Let's go have fun. Let's forget about this problem. And I'm like, she's in California. I was like, fuck. And you were by yourself. And so, yeah, that was a moment I thought for sure. Not that thought for sure. I was worried. I was like, is she gonna turn back?
Because I don't do kid. Well, up until recently, I didn't do kids. Strictly adults. Never was in PICU, NICU, none of that. Mother, baby, no thank you. Strictly adults, and that was rough. That was really rough.
Yeah,
that was one of those moments that I questioned.
Have you picked the right path?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not to get off of the too serious of a topic. I'm not trying to go down that path unless when we're ready, we'll go there. 2 more drinks and y'all gonna be talking about I killed a man once.
A little bit of potassium.
None of that.
Insulin. Insulin in your IV bag.
Hey, how much B12 is too much? I think I did that.
It's just too sweet.
God damn it. What was the first thing that caught you off guard when you were a nurse in the early stages?
Oh my God. So what caught me up?
Aside from all the poop.
Okay, look. One time I went to check on a patient. He wasn't mine.
His
heart rate. No, his heart rate was really high. I had one of those happen too. Heart rate was really high. So someone asked me to go check on him. I went to go check on him. And I walk in the room and he's like, are you going to help me or what? And I'm like, help you with what? And I look down. He is masturbating. This man was like late 60s. It was the most uncomfortable, traumatic experiences of my life. And I was like literally 6 months in, if that.
Did you call like security?
Turned around and walked out. What was I supposed to do? I wasn't going to help it.
I know you weren't, but in a situation like that, like, is that even
You
security
don't
calling?
call security. It's like
to
you
do
have,
anything.
you have a conversation with the patient.
Sir, inappropriate. You might fucking make him finish faster. Don't do that.
Red's
Leave.
about to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
That is uncomfortable for
Yeah,
everybody
it
involved.
really was, but it's not the first time. Have you ever had an experience like
I
that,
have
T?
had that.
Like,
I've never had it myself personally, but I do hear about it. I mean, it does happen.
okay, Terrell's
It
had
happens.
20 years and you
longer-
haven't had that?
20
years
years,
of
I've
game.
never, I mean,
I want to be kind of just assuming that because T is a dude, and maybe when he walks in, some guy might stop, and he might not have realized that
Maybe
was
that's
happening
But
in the initial
maybe it
stages.
could be a woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
we have had that.
fair.
I had a male nurse
Could
that had
be.
that with one of his nurses.
Oh, so you haven't had
It's
that
not
either.
only men.
I can't
Oh, I'm
sit
just,
here.
I'm just saying maybe that's
And
why
I'm
someone
letting
wasn't
you know.
jerking it.
And she made the comment it would be easier if they let her use her vibrator. I was like, ma'am, you brought it to the hospital? Like, what?
When
you
the
just
need
packaged
happens, it
it with you?
happens.
She's like, it's in my pocketbook.
Look, I
Can
understand.
you get it for
I
like,
stay
what?
ready.
In fairness, if I think I'm towards the end, I might.
She was not towards the end.
I'm just saying me.
I'm
I
dead.
don't think on a regular, hey, I'm in here for IV fluids. I'm gonna fucking, hey, fucking. No, that's not what I would think I would do. But if we're like, hey, I'm seeing the pearly gates, it's called the little death in French for a reason. It really is. An orgasm is called the little death, a tiny death.
In French?
Yeah,
Can we hear it?
Can we, yeah, how do you say it in French?
tiny death in French. I want to go to Terrell and finish the question while we
Yeah,
look at
go
the
ahead.
tiny death.
Tell us you have more experience
So
than both
what,
of us.
right?
so what got you into nursing first and foremost?
To be honest with you, nursing was not my first call. Like I said earlier, I'm heavy into sports. I grew up playing sports. I actually thought that was going to be my avenue out. Had a kind of a rough upbringing. So I was looking for really just any way to get out of the situation I was in. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, whether it be nursing, the sports thing, whatever. Had a good friend of mine that I grew up with. His mother was a nurse. Had another friend of our family that was a nurse. He was actually a guy that was doing nursing. I always would talk to me, you know, when you get out of school, what's your plan? What are you gonna do if the sports thing doesn't work out? Shit, I don't know. I ain't really never sit down and think about it like that. Long story short, I had a kid early, 16 years old. So now I'm really having to really zone in on what I'm gonna do next with myself. I knew I didn't want to raise a kid in the environment that I was in, so I had to really start sitting down and thinking about what I was gonna do next. Actually wanted to be a physician, wanted to be a doctor.
Really?
We all jump back for
Really,
that doctor
really,
money.
yeah, I really wanted to be a physician. So I guess I'm one of
Yeah,
those.
you're
Doctor.
like, what?
I guess I'm one of those field physicians
That's-
that Amanda was
That's
talking
why you
about.
made that face. I was like, you offended
yeah,
that man.
Yeah, no,
Take it
no,
back.
no, don't take it back by all means, because I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. But at the time when I had my child, of course, going to be a physician, that's a lot of years of schooling. So I had to kind of fast track my ideas and my thinking. Like, okay, the physician thing may still be possible, but I need money now. I need a situation that I can kind of work out now.
Yeah.
So going into school, I kind of listening to those people that I referred to earlier, I'm like, well, damn, they're in the same environment I'm in, but they seem like they doing well off. Like my friend, they had a nice house, nice cars. I want that. If nursing is gonna provide that, I can get by with that. At least till I can get to the physician phase that I'm trying to get to. Long story short, I got hurt playing sports. Now I really got to focus on what I'm going to do next. A young child that's just been born. To me, really, I'm thinking like, damn, this might be over. I might have to really do this adult thing a lot sooner than I planned on doing. But I went in. I got with the right people when I got to school, kind of just still trying to figure it out. But I just knew that I always wanted to do something in the medical field where I was giving back, helping others. I felt like that was my calling.
Shit.
I've always been good with communicating with people. I've always been good with relating to people and just trying to help them and give back. So I did it. I mean, like she was saying earlier, nursing was something I can't even really describe to people. Mm-hmm. The amount of time and commitment that goes into it. Mm-hmm. But if the lifestyle that I was living and where I was coming from, if I can do it, I advise anybody who's even thinking about taking that route or any route, to be honest with you, man, go for it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of how I really got the idea about wanting to do nursing in general.
That's awesome. That's actually a good story.
Right? I feel like a jerk.
I feel like
for calling him like a failed doctor?
No.
To calling the father of your child and future husband.
The father of my child.
Your forever partner. Forever life partner.
Mm-hmm. You called him a failure. Yeah.
I didn't call him a failure directly.
No.
Not directly.
It was my thinking.
Which is worse?
Pre-nursing.
All jokes. I gotta fuck with you. I don't see you very often.
I know. But this was before everything. Like, you know,
I did find your request.
Young and dumb.
I found your request.
Young and dumb.
I found your, hold on.
The French thing?
I forgot.
The little... La petite mort. La petite
It's often utilized to refer to an orgasm because of that brief
because you suddenly die
euphoria
for a second.
And that brief weakening of unconsciousness, such as fainting and dizziness.
Defibrillate me.
Physicians believe that if too much sex was bad for your health and could lead to death during the medieval times, so they referred to orgasms as the little death. That's why that phrase came about. 18th and 19th century, the term referred to the temporary loss of consciousness from too much fucking. The French were only fucking.
You guys.
Sign me up.
the tiny
the little death, that's okay.
Little death.
Worth it.
As long as I come back.
Worth it.
As long as I come.
But that's all. What was the first
intended.
in 20 years of nursing? You probably don't know if you remember this. What was the first thing that you're like, what the fuck did I sign up for?
Oh, man.
What caught you off guard? The first thing.
Oh man, going into nursing as long as I have been, the first thing that kind of caught me off guard, I guess, would be I had a patient one time that I don't know exactly what was going on with them. It wasn't really my patient. I just was kind of assisting. But I went into this guy's room and he was actually projectile vomiting blood. Clots. Mm-hmm. When I say clots, I mean clots. Like basin full of blood. He'll get some of it up. And as soon as we empty it out, it's more clots. I mean, like, there's no way for me to, be able to let you experience or see what I saw. But definitely that right there was like, oh wow, this is real. I mean, you see stuff like that on TV, but to actually experience it and go through that in real life,
it's like Jello, red Jello. I've seen that before.
Yes,
that is.
It's legit Jello.
It's like, how is this coming out of this person and they're still here,
conscious?
I mean,
not for long.
They're not going to be there for long.
So
that's terrible.
At that moment, it's like, okay, this book stuff and all the stuff I learned in school is out the door. If we don't do something to stop this man from vomiting and throwing up the way he is, he's out of here. No way somebody can survive going through that. So that was my first little experience. Like, damn, I'm really a nurse. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you say first little experience, motherfucker. That did not sound little.
No, it wasn't little.
I think the little things are usually the biggest things.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how when it happens, the nerves, the whole, I don't know what to do. You just kind of just jump in. It's just like, I mean, almost like a instinct or
fight or flight.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah.
It just kicks in and you just do what you have to do. I mean, and we end up being able to save that guy. Of course, he had to transfer off our unit, but just hearing that he survived that, it was a rewarding experience for me that I can't really describe or really
That's like the perfect fucking scenario. Like you got hit with one of the scariest moments possible, and it was still fulfilling because you were able to save that patient. Exactly. That's like the textbook. This is how you knew you were meant for the game, and you did not get caught with adversity. You got up. It was adversity. You persevered, and you won. And I hate to say this, but I gamify everything. Like if I ever got into any kind of medical thing, I would turn and say, how many patients could I save today?
That's hard because you can't save them all.
I know. That's why I can't get into
that's the hard
That's
part.
what will hit the most. When
But that's
you have
why
a patient die and like you're like, what did I do wrong? And it's
Your
not
first
you,
person that
but
dies
it's
is
like, what the fuck? Like what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
Like if I did this earlier, would I caught this? Would I have caught that? But it's like,
and you have to learn that you can't save them all, and it's not you that has done something.
But that's why I respect you guys so much, because there's a part of me that I'm very jaded. I'm a very jaded person. I think of everyone in like their core, but I'm empathetic. When I care about somebody, I care about somebody. And I unfortunately would imagine that every patient who walks in, it's like, I like Ted. And it's like, he's going to die. I was like, I can't be here.
You have to learn how to separate yourself. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. For me, where I'm at now, I try to not talk to family members so much.
Yeah.
I try not to involve myself so much. Try not to learn about their background so much. It's
don't get
hard.
involved.
It's hard because then you start to connect. And once you connect,
it's really fucked
done.
up. It's really fucked up to what I was going to compare it to. It's like farmers say, don't name your animals.
oh yeah.
Because you get attached because you have to kill them
Yeah.
at some point.
It's true.
Fucked up, but it's true.
That's a good way to, yeah.
I'm the total opposite.
How so?
I mean, I don't even know if it's just hospital related. It's just me in general. I'm a people person.
Yeah.
So it's just naturally in me just to...
Sonia was like, nope.
Yeah.
Not I.
I'm a people person, so it's just naturally in me just to, inquire about your background, where you're from. And I think a lot of patients can feel that, just that energy off of me. They always say you're so personable, you're so...
Good bedside manner.
Right, right. And so one of the most rewarding things for me is to see a person come in a certain condition, and then we do what we have to do, and then they leave out able to walk, and they're healed, and they're fixed from whatever they came in with. And so I feel like I had a part of that. And so it's a rewarding thing as far as, just from person to person. But I mean, you do have those instances where you lose people. That's the sad part about the job. You can't save everybody, but we do what we can to try to make sure not only just the patient, but also the family as well, that they're stay. Because some of those people, that's their first time ever in a hospital setting. So if you can try to make them as comfortable as possible, at least. And some of those people don't have family members that come by and see them.
That's what I was going to ask you.
That don't have family. So if they can even just relate to you, it's like, well, damn, somebody cares. Somebody's here. Somebody's...
That's literally what I was going to ask next. I'm like, we've talked so heavily about the families and that, and I'm like, but I would feel the worst for the patient who's alone.
So I've had one of those recently.
Okay.
So I am in a different aspect. So Terrell does med surg. He gets the patients that are sick, but not extremely sick. Sonia gets the patients that are sicker than Terrell's patients, but not to the point where they're in ICU. I'm getting the patients that are like 1 foot in the grave type of patients. So I had a patient that moved from the other side of the U.S.
The other side of the earth.
The other side of the earth. Didn't have any family over here. Very young. And was...
When you say
on
very
the
young,
cusp
how
of
young?
death. In the 20s.
Fuck.
In the 20s.
Yeah, that's worse.
And on the cusp of death. And no one came to visit because he was trying to get away from family because he felt it was very toxic and he was trying to do better. And it's sad when you see someone trying to do better and they're about to die.
And they can't escape what, like, this, in some shape or form, I felt like it could still caught up to him.
Yeah.
He
So
removed
had
himself from the situation.
some addiction issues, and a counselor would come to visit, which thankfully, somebody cared enough to come and see him. But family, is everything, right? That's what we think, especially being in the hospital. But he didn't have anybody. Thankfully, made it through, pulled through, was downgraded. But yeah, you do think about that, the family and how that aspect works. And not everybody has somebody.
Yeah.
So, and not everybody makes it out.
There are moments that, like, so, you know, like I've had family members who've struggled with addiction, and they've been on the other side of the country and all that stuff. And the first thing that always hits me is like, you're so fucking far and you're alone. Like, yeah, you're an asshole. We get fucking frustrated with each other. Like, I have cousins. I had lost my cousin like 3 years ago to like, they found him with like a needle in like a fucking restaurant in New York by his fucking self. All his family's in Florida, all his family's in DR, all this stuff. And I'm thinking about, like, no one was there. That shit would hit me hard being in the hospital. It's like, yeah, no, I'm you know, I'm dealing with this. Like, that patient, that would have been my best friend in the world. I would have been there every fucking day. And I know that would have destroyed me after. Like, I won't even deny it. Like, you know, the fucking, you know, when dudes are like, oh, no, I have no feeling. Nah, I'm going to tell you to your face. I would have been like, no, I'm fine. Gone home and be like, what the fuck?
I think it definitely takes a piece of you.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Whether it's like emotionally, physical,
Yeah.
but it would take a chunk out of you. So I commend you guys on still being human beings after. Yes, we're jaded, but you're
hard.
both, all three of you, I think of really good good people. I wouldn't fuck with you if I didn't think you were good people. Shut up, Sonia. Stop making that face. You're one of the sweetest, nicest people in the fucking world.
Not the sweetest.
No.
Don't get the word out.
Don't let the word.
I have a reputation
For
to
everyone
keep.
who is listening here to the show and wants to know, hey man, like, I hope everything's going well and funding and all. Sonia was one of the first motherfuckers to be like, gee, how can I support you? And just sent me money. Did not know what I was doing, what I was trying to get together. Knew a friend needed support and was like, here you go. Tell me if you need more. I was like, chill. Maybe she didn't say all that, but I'm trying to make it look good, and she made a face. That she's like,
That
yeah.
doesn't mean I'm a nice person.
You're when,
It does.
when
I
you
can still be an asshole.
when you you're an asshole, but you're
I mean,
our
he is
asshole
too, but-
yeah, I'm an asshole. Not once has anyone described me as not an asshole.
This is true.
Yeah, you guys have known me forever. I'm a dick, but I will defend you to the grave. But I'm also going to tell you the uncomfortable truth. But I don't know if I could be that person who could see that guy by themselves and not go home and say, "Am I going to be okay?"
Yeah.
That was literally COVID.
Oh, with all the people.
Yeah.
Sonia, how when
It
tell
was
us?
like every patient, well, not every patient, but it was like every day coming to work, like a patient died.
Fuck.
And it's like there was no visiting hours. So like patients'
Nobody
families
could come
couldn't
see
come
them.
with them.
Patients were dying by themselves.
They wanted nurses to not spend so much time in the room with the patients because it was like they didn't know the whole like
the extent
the
of what was
impact
going
of
on
it.
there. Yeah.
So yeah, there was just a lot of patients that died by themselves
And
in the hospital.
did you feel like the residuals of that, like the fucking
Yeah,
ripple
like
effect?
that was like how they say nurses have PTSD. Like I don't know if it's that dramatic. Or if
It
I'm
can
like
be if you
affected,
I
like
think it is
by
that dramatic.
but it is like
Yeah,
I had a husband and wife, like they both were my patients. The husband was fine; he was using like a little bit of oxygen, and then I had the wife who was on a very high level of oxygen and like on the point of getting sent to the ICU to be intubated. And at that point in the game, it was like if they were getting intubated, they were gonna die. Like
Yeah, because
that's
that
just
was so
how
early on,
fucked
yeah.
up their lungs were.
Yeah.
And literally, like that night, she would talk to me, and I was like, "Just stop! Like, don't talk to me." Because every time, I was like, "I'm really not trying to be rude to you." I was like, "But every time you say something to me, like your oxygen level drops, and I don't want to have to send you to the ICU." And she was okay. And then finally, like, it got to the point in the middle of the night, like I had to send her to the ICU. The husband was like, "Can I go and talk to my wife?" I was like, "Absolutely! Like, I'm not gonna tell you no." So like, I walk him over. They're saying hi, whatever, and he like. As she's being wheeled off to go to the ICU, he's like, "Is that the last time I'm gonna be able to hear my wife say I love you?" Yeah, and I was like,
Tough.
You can't
and like
answer
how I
that because
said
you don't
earlier,
know.
I think I said it to her that I've never cried at work, but like getting choked up, I got like choked up, and I was like, well, no, that's not gonna be the last time. Like obviously, like you have to put on like a brave face, like, well, I don't know like what's going to happen, but my hope is like, no, that's not the last time.
It's almost like false reassurance. You
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
you gotta
have
do
to
that.
try to keep that face and keep that sense of hope, I guess, pretty much for family members. I mean, you're the closest person to them, but you also don't want to lie. You don't want to go down that hole to where you told me this and then this happened, and you know now the trust is broken. But at the same time, you also trying to keep their spirits up. You don't ever want to see nobody give up hope.
That's a tough road to navigate for sure.
It
Yeah.
is.
Because
He discharged the next day. She died the next week.
fuck me, man. Like I'm
Yep.
It happens, man.
I'm not laughing like it's funny.
No,
I'm
but it
not,
happens.
Like, God damn it, man. I would. That is rough, and it's honestly one of the fucking things that people just diminish and forget. Unless you were in the nursing industry or medical field during COVID and during all these pandemics or these surges of just in general, a lot of people don't understand what happens every night or what you guys go through. And that's part of the reason why I want to make sure I brought you on. Like, you guys were like, oh, Sonia was like, I don't know anything about bourbon, but I know bullshit. I was like, you have any idea?
I was like, I'm full of bullshit.
Not bullshit.
I was like, all I do is bullshit.
And I was, which is funny because like I don't mess like for anyone who's listening for the first time because of this episode, like this isn't about the booze, it's about the fucking conversation.
Yeah.
Like there's never been, I don't think many good nights and memories I've had have ever started with salad. It's typically drinking with my friends in a location where we're fucking around, it's getting late and people are being honest with each other. The more honest and the more shit we talk about, lubes like lubricating the conversational skills a little bit, and people will get a little bit more honest. And you talk about killing a man, Terrell. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that one.
Let's hear the truth.
Let's hear the truth, motherfucker.
Right, it might come up later. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for part 2 when we talk about what really happened. No, I'm joking. But that shit's not easy, man. And that's why I commend you guys. And that's like you. I don't know if I've ever told you out loud how proud I am of both of you.
Aw.
I don't know Terrell enough
Gay?
because gay. Wow.
You bitch.
First of all,
Kidding. I love you, G.
first of all, it's 2024. We don't use that term.
What is the correct term?
I was going to say, what's the term?
Sissy. No, I'm playing.
What?
That's worse. That's worse. Fuck you.
sounded
I love you
older.
too, Sonia. But I honestly am very proud of both of you because from the guy who went to like the Roxy's with you and drunk at I
Oh
Spot
my
with
God,
you.
not the Roxy.
Yeah.
One time, guys, one time.
She could not see because once again we will establish that
We only went there once?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she
I
hates Latin
refused
nights.
to go.
She hates Latin
I
nights.
was like, I can't with this.
She doesn't even like translating, let alone dance at the Spanish music.
I drank so much.
Yeah, she's like, I need 14 blue Long Islands. I was
Who
like,
was on who was on the dance floor then?
me, you, and John. And then eventually Amanda. But no, as much as I've seen you guys grow, like I'm really proud of both of you for what the fuck you went through and stuck with.
Oh, thanks.
Amanda traveled the whole fucking country by her goddamn
I
self.
could never do that.
It was
like-
awesome.
Yeah, and then you met a Steelers fan.
I
But
met my baby daddy.
Steelers fan.
Shout out to Stealing
I met a
Nation.
baby daddy.
I met a baby daddy.
But you guys both did it, man. Like this is not an easy road to, and I don't, not an easy road to travel, and people don't give you guys enough credit.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and 20 years in the game is not a joke. It's
Yeah,
not a
it
fucking
is
something
not
to
a
scoff at. Is fucking heavy, and you did it with everything you had going on. So I can't say I'm proud of you because I don't know you enough, and you're a Steeler fan. So there's a mixed signal there.
I get the
But-
respect, though. It can be a respect
But
factor.
impressed and I respect it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
not-
it. Doesn't seem like 20 years, but when you sit back and look at the
Not,
time, yeah.
not
about
when
20.
September comes. I don't respect you in September. We're frenemies.
Once the leaves fall.
And then October for a brief time during a ceremony, I will respect you again. And then
What ceremony?
Your
Your
wedding.
ceremony.
Oh, I was
Ceremony,
like, wait,
let's
what?
go.
a brief ceremony.
What ceremony
I
happens in
thought
October?
there was something special of football.
Motherfucker.
Your marriage.
Look, I don't know.
We don't blame it on alcohol.
Ladies and gentlemen, she
I've been
forgot her
drinking.
wedding existed.
I did not forget the wedding existed. You guys were talking about football, and I thought there was something I missed in I don't fucking know.
We're going to take a quick break and pour the first bottle because our glasses are empty and we've all finished all of this. So we're going to go ahead and pour up Booker's. We've talked about it before in the show, but this one's special because Sonia did get it for me for my engagement party. So for everyone who heard her say, I'm not that nice of a person, I'm going to tell you in a minute. Guys, we'll be right back.
Sponsor of Bourbon and Bullshit, Big Bang Boom Collective is Orlando's burlesque and cabaret entertainment group, comprised of Midnight Fables Cabaret, Big Bang Boom Cabaret, and Foxy's Den. Follow us on Instagram at Big Bang Boom Collective, or join our VIP email list for info on upcoming shows by visiting www.bigbangboomcollective.com.
All right, guys, unfortunately, we are going to have to call it there. The episode got a little long, but we don't want to spoil everything and want you to come back next week for more. So stay tuned for next week for part 2 of Bourbon and Nursing with Sonia, Terrell, and Amanda. Of course, as always, make sure that you avoid Amazon one-click buy. Don't drink and drive. Stay sober or get pulled over, and don't text your ex. If you like what you guys are hearing, please like, subscribe, share everywhere that you can, and of course, make sure to give us a 5-star review wherever you hear your podcast. See you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, today's episode is brought to you by Burn Termite and Pest Control. I first met Joe Byrne on Full Frontal Nerdity Show and decided to give his company a try. They have been the best pest service I've ever had, from flexible scheduling, attention to detail, fair pricing, and everything you love about a small business. I highly recommend Joe Byrne and Burn Termite and Pest Control. It's a family-owned and operated business with over 30 years of experience in termite and pest. You can reach Burn Termite and Pest Control at 321-297-7985. Once again, 321-297-7985. And let them know Bourbon and Bullshit sent you. Thanks, guys. See you next time.